What's going on, YouTube? So, man, look, check it out. Man, this video is probably gonna rub some people the wrong way. And this opinion is, not an opinion that I want to encourage people to have. This is something that's individually, um, you know, for me, in my opinion, it's been my experience. Nevertheless, one that I wanted to share. So, like I've been telling y'all, since I've been on this journey, on this road, building my company, building my agency, me and my partner, we've had, some very uncomfortable experiences, and like I always tell y'all, and I think I'm gonna continue to tell y'all, there is, no reward in anything that's given to you, dog. Anything that you have to work for is always going to be so much more rewarding. And that also means that you're going to always work super duper hard to protect it and defend what you put your effort and time into building. So, like I told y'all, man, I haven't had a job since last June or May of 2024. And, in July, the decision was made to establish this LLC and start this journey to becoming a trusted service provider here in the Southeast Kansas area. And while the business model is a winning business model, everything takes time, man. Everything takes time. I used to get on YouTube and look at a lot of these entrepreneurs, man. I can't remember the guy's name, but he go around and he talked to a lot of people that look like they have a lot of money, and typically they do. And he asked them about the amount of money that they've made, throughout their time being an entrepreneur, kind of what they do and stuff like that. And, they're allowed to give advice to people out there in the world, on his channel about how to, become an entrepreneur. So I would check out his channel, obviously on Facebook and on Instagram and all of these platforms. You see the whole, it got to a point where it was real trendy, like become an entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying? Quit your 9 to 5. And for a lot of people, dog, that's easier said than done, So you watching this stuff and you're envisioning yourself going on that journey. But for a lot of people, you don't even really know where to start, dog. And I think for me, what I did was, I stayed optimistic. I was very, delusional with my thinking and possibilities of what was possible for my life and things that I could do. And I think that I've tricked myself into knowing that, dog, something gonna happen. It's meant for me to be something more than what I am right now. And I think just kind of having that mindset allowed me to have a perspective of understanding of why things happen. And, I think personally, I feel like everything that you go through, everything in life that you're experiencing, no matter when you're experiencing, no matter if you've caused the experience or not, bad or good, it's all being done in your life to get you to the perfection of where you need to be. And I think having that mindset allows you to grow despite even some of the toughest times, despite even when you make mistakes. So that's always been my mindset. And trying to visualize, a certain amount of money, trying to visualize, myself being successful, having an idea of kind of what I wanted, things to be. For a long time, man, I wanted to create a business where, it was the kind of the overhead, and other things could operate under that business, under that structure. For the longest, I never knew what that was, dog. I've tried everything. I purchased a heating press, a Cricut cutter, vinyl, because I'm thinking like, man, we gonna get on YouTube. My son was on YouTube at one point, and, I'm buying these cars. Keep in mind, I don't have a ton of money, so everything that I'm buying is a L, it's a loss, you know what I'm saying? So I'm buying, I got my scat pack thinking like, oh, I'm gonna be able to build content around that. That didn't work out well. But like I said, we making clothes, thinking about that being a business, you know what I'm saying, and building that. I started to rent out my car on Turo, just trying different things, man, trying to find a space. There for a while, I was making money on Facebook and posting reels for a while. And when Facebook Reels first hit, man, I made so much money on Facebook Reels, dog. I'm still in their bonus program. So I make a couple dollars here and there, but it wasn't nowhere near what it was. But then that fell through. I got demonetized for whatever reason. So then that fell through, but none of that was like a business. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really a business. Those were just little hustles. So I was trying to find my way, man. And meanwhile, while I was doing that, I was still in school, and I was working at my job, my previous job of 10 years, and that's why I tell y'all, man, the thing that you've been doing the longest, man, invest in that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like invest in that. And, this is what I have been doing the longest. I've been working in the field, in the population, supporting, the IDD population and community. All of my skills and knowledge has been within that field. My degree is in psychology with a minor in, developmental disabilities, So while I wanted my dream, to be something else, sometimes, you gotta go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? And when I look back at it, man, everything has been building to this point. I can now see that I'm right on par with what I'm supposed to be doing, and not having that knowledge that it would get to this point, man. Here I am. So I'm saying all that to say, keep pushing forward, man. Keep striving, dog. Don't give up on wanting to do something great with your life. A lot of times we don't know what God is setting us up for. You know what I'm saying? All we know is that we want something great out of life. It is so easy to think negatively, dog, and think that you're not gonna make it. Like right now, bro, I'm down to my last penny, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just paid the phone bills because I got my personal phone and my business line. Because I'm trying to separate my personal from my business. I think that that's very important when you talk about taxes and stuff like that. So, man, I got that going on. You know what I'm saying? All of your expenses for your commercial space, internet in 2 places or in 3 places, actually. I got my own personal internet at the house. And then my residential support area, the home that I'm offering services out of, which one of 10. The goal is to support 30 clients and have 10 homes. But internet, water, lights, and all of that stuff is due at that residential setting. And then the commercial space that y'all see me sitting in a lot of the time talking to y'all in, man. So money definitely is necessary, but it's important to have a vision and have a goal that drives you, man. Because even right now, like I'm down on my luck as far as finances are concerned, but I've built a foundation that's so great that, because we're waiting on insurances to kick back and pay us, money for services that we've delivered. So money is coming. It's just a process and it takes a while. So knowing that you have something that's gonna generate income, you know what I'm saying? It's a blessing. Like, even though I'm down and out, man, like I am in a blessed position. And I believe that I got to this point because my vision, my focus was always on doing something great. I don't know what it's gonna be, but taking every opportunity to grow, taking every opportunity to put myself in uncomfortable situations, taking every opportunity to never turn down an opportunity, you know what I'm saying? And building on all my skills. So now in this situation, I'm looking back and I'm like, dang, man, like this was really something that was meant for me to do, man. 10 years of experience working in this field, and within the organization, I was able to, hit different, sections and sectors of this organization that allowed me to develop so many different skills. You know, it allowed me to get my feet wet in training. It allowed me to get my feet wet in management. It allowed me to get my feet wet in my creativity and, you know, putting together products. You know what I'm saying? You know, it taught me about, you know, programming and all of this stuff, man, that at the time I had no idea that I would end up here, bro. Where because of my, you know, reluctancy to give up, and, you know, my drive to continue to push forward, and, you know, have a mindset of like, well, I'm here, I'm working here. Any opportunity that come about, man, I'm gonna take it. You know, putting myself in a very, you know, difficult situation a lot of the times with traveling back and forth, driving 45, 50 minutes to go to class, and then turning around and having to go back to work. You know, going through that part of adversity to get my degree, and all of that stuff led me here. So, man, you never know where your journey is gonna take you. It's important that you try to make sure that you stay in position to grow, have an open mind, put yourself around people that are gonna encourage you, and you know, you want to be around positivity, man. You don't want to be around people that are always negative. And also, man, you know, protect your dreams, protect your vision. When God gives you something, dog, and he gives you a goal, he gives you a vision, and you have these great ideas, and you know, and internally, you know, it's a great idea, but you can't, you know, figure out sometimes, you know, I guess you be needing like that you want to solidify that it's a good idea. And a lot of times we go to other people to look for validation. And because God didn't give them that vision, they can't see it as a possibility. You know what I'm saying? So then they turn around and make you feel like what you dreaming and your vision is not possible. So sometimes it's important to guard your vision, guard your dreams, and allow God to put people in your life that's gonna get you in the direction that you're going, you know, and you're naturally gonna support them in what they do. You know, it's allow God to put those people around you. It's not to say that you got to get rid of your friends and all of this other stuff, but sometimes in order to go somewhere new, we have to do things that we've never done. We have to do new things. You know, we have to have new conversations. You know, so that's important, man. You got to be willing to break away from the old, so that you can walk into something new. So anyway, man, I'm about to hop off of here. I just wanted to touch base with y'all and share that message with y'all, man. Yeah, man, keep going, stay positive, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.